In the remote mountains of Yunnan, one of the most magical and remote regions of the planet, hides a fascinating enigma, the ancient tribe of the Mosuo, better known as the Kingdom of Women. In this kingdom, it is the women who rule, owning the land and the money, and maintaining such exceptional and surprising customs as being able to choose multiple lovers following one of the most controversial traditions in the world, known as the traveling marriage. This community has managed to preserve its unique identity over the centuries, living in one of the most beautiful, yet most inhospitable and inaccessible environments on Earth. A region where one of the most fateful and tragic earthquakes in recent history took place. A society that has remained hidden for centuries in the enigmatic stone forest of this remote region, where the central figure is the amama, considered the queen of the community, and where the men, known as Aran, do not reside in the same house as the women, allowing them to exercise control over the household and resources. Don't miss this new video from Uncensored World to discover the secrets of the Mosuo, one of the most extraordinary and remote tribes, as you discover Yunnan, one of the most beautiful and inhospitable regions on the planet. Let's get started. In the heart of the majestic mountains of Yunnan, in southwest China, lies one of the most fascinating and enigmatic cultures in the world, the Mosuo tribe. This people is known as the Kingdom of Women, as it defies many traditional and common ideas, living in a totally matriarchal community where love and coexistence are governed by unique principles, and where women are the ones who rule and dictate the rules, as you are about to learn. But before meeting the Mosuo, it is important to discover the region in which they live, because much of the extraordinary thing about this tribe has to do with the beautiful environment in which they live. Yunnan is a region located in southern China, which is home to more than 48 million inhabitants and extends over 394,000 square kilometers. This province is known not only for its extraordinary natural beauty, but also for its cultural and ethnic diversity, reflecting the region's complex history. Yunnan shares borders with Tibet, which has influenced its cultural identity, fusing Chinese and Tibetan traditions. This confluence has resulted in a rich tapestry of customs, languages, and ways of life, making Yunnan a melting pot of cultures. With borders touching Laos, Burma, and Vietnam, Yunnan is famous for its astonishing ethnic diversity and spectacular scenery. We will shortly delve into the extraordinary curiosities of the Mosuo and the dazzling landscapes of this magical place, but before that, it is essential to explore the enigmas and legends of this region. In Yunnan, one of the most intriguing and famous places is the mythical Shangri-La, a name that evokes images of a hidden paradise, full of natural beauty and spirituality. The idea of Shangri-La was popularized by the novel Lost Horizon by James Hilton, where it is described as a utopia where time seems to stand still and the inhabitants live in perfect harmony with nature. This mountainous region exists and is in Yunnan, and its beauty has much to do with its legend. Shangri-La, with its breathtaking views of snow-capped peaks and verdant valleys, has long been a magnet for travelers in search of spiritual peace and connection with the divine. Shangri-La's mystical aura is intensified by its cultural traditions and the rich heritage of the ethnic Tibetans who inhabit this area. These peoples are steeped in Buddhist and animistic beliefs, and their festivals reflect a deep connection to the earth and cosmos. The sacred mountains surrounding the region are considered guardians of ancient secrets, and it is said that those who walk their paths can experience a spiritual transformation. This is why the quest for Shangri-La is not just a physical journey. It is more a journey of self-discovery, where travelers become enveloped in legends and mysteries that have endured through the centuries. Legends and mysteries such as that of the Mosuo tribe, whose origins are shrouded in mystery and fascination, have endured through the centuries. The Mosuo are believed to be descendants of the ancient inhabitants of the region, and their history dates back more than 1,000 years. This unique community has maintained its way of life in Yunnan province, particularly around Lugu Lake, a place that is known not only for its scenic beauty, but also for its deep connection to Mosuo traditions and customs. In an environment where mountainous landscapes and crystal-clear lakes predominate, the tribe has developed a culture that challenges the patriarchal norms that govern many contemporary societies. Legend suggests that the Mosuo are the last heirs of an ancient matriarchal kingdom, where women occupied the central role in society. This history is intertwined with their geographic location, as Yunnan is a mountainous and isolated region that has facilitated the preservation of their traditions. In this remote environment, the Mosuo have managed to live self-sufficiently, maintaining their language, dress, and cultural practices that have remained largely intact over the years. The Mosuo are considered one of the most enigmatic communities in the world, and many believe that their unique traits may be related to their history of hiding in one of the most mysterious forests on the planet, known as the Yunnan stone forest. This fascinating UNESCO World Heritage Site is made up of limestone rock formations that emerge from the ground like huge pillars, creating an almost surreal landscape. In this environment, the Mosuo community found a safe haven where they could preserve their traditions and way of life, far from the influence of the patriarchal currents that prevail in other parts of the country. The stone forest is not only a natural spectacle, but also a symbol of Mosuo cultural resilience. Its unique formations and breathtaking beauty have attracted tourists from all over the world, who are captivated by the combination of nature and culture that this region offers. This magical environment has provided the ideal setting for the Mosuo to maintain their customs, including their most iconic tradition known as the traveling marriage you will soon learn about, and their respect for mother figures in society. This isolation has allowed their lifestyle, based on love and equality, to resist the influence of modern trends. This tribe maintains an agricultural life based on the production of various crops. Among their main sources of livelihood are rice, maize, and notably tea, which is fundamental to both their economy and their culture. Tea, in particular, is grown on the mountainous slopes of Yunnan, where the climate and terrain favor the growth of this plant. The Mosuo also engage in animal husbandry and fishing, supplementing their diet and livelihood with natural resources. In the Yunnan region, the Mosuo are surrounded by one of the most captivating landscapes in the world, the Yuanyang rice fields, which represent one of their main places of work and livelihood. This place is famous for its rice terraces, which have been cultivated for generations. The mountains of Yuanyang, with their stepped formations, are dressed in reddish and yellowish tones, creating a visual spectacle that looks like something out of a fantasy book. This unique color palette, which changes with the seasons and the weather, attracts photographers and travelers from far and wide, who seek to capture the magic of these landscapes. The beauty of Yuanyang's rice paddies not only serves as a tourist attraction, but is also essential to the daily lives of the Mosuo. These rice paddies are an integral part of their culture and traditions, and work in them is done communally, strengthening the bonds between tribal members. Through sustainable agricultural practices and respect for the environment, the Mosuo have managed to maintain their ancestral way of life while adapting to the demands of the modern world. Living in an environment as spectacular and beautiful as Yuanyang has shaped the identity of the Mosuo, who, despite global changes, continue to value their cultural heritage and connection to the land. The rice paddy landscapes are not only a resource for their livelihood, but also a reminder of their resilience and adaptation over the centuries, making the Mosuo a unique community in the heart of Yunnan. Another enigmatic place in the Mosuo region is Erhai Lake, a natural gem that offers an equally mystical atmosphere. This lake is not only known for its scenic beauty and rich biodiversity, but also for being one of the sacred places for local communities such as the Mosuo, where ancestral rituals honoring the spirits of ancestors are performed. For them, the land is not just a resource but a living spirit that must be respected and cared for. Both the Mosuo and other ethnic groups in the region have in their collective memory one of the most devastating earthquakes in China's history, which occurred in 1970 in the city of Sundian, reaching a magnitude of 7.7 on the Richter scale and leaving thousands dead. This tragic event resonates deeply in their culture, as natural phenomena are seen as the manifestation of the fury of the gods, reminding them of the importance of living in harmony with the environment. This area is seismic and constantly evolving, adding a sense of urgency to their spiritual connection to the land. The calm waters of the lake reflect not only the surrounding landscape, but also the stories that have been passed down from generation to generation. According to popular belief, those who respect the traditions and approach the lake with a pure heart will be blessed with abundance and prosperity. This spiritual relationship with the land adds a deep layer of meaning to their surroundings and the way the Mosuo live their day-to-day lives. In addition to its beauty, Air High Lake is also a place where the lives of fishermen and the legends of the region are intertwined. The families who live on its shores depend on the lake for their livelihood, and their tales of the spirits that inhabit its waters bring an air of mystery that enriches their culture. Through their traditions and beliefs, the Mosuo demonstrate their intimate connection to the land and water, reflecting a deep respect for the natural world around them. Now that you know the beauty, legend, and magic that surrounds the Mosuo people, it is time to get to know all the curiosities that make them unique. The Mosuo are recognized as the last kingdom of women, as they are one of the last matriarchal communities in the world. Their way of life defies conventional gender norms and presents a social structure in which women occupy positions of leadership and control. This matriarchal model is based on the idea that women are in charge of family decisions and resource management, which is manifested in all aspects of their daily lives. In Mosuo society, women are the owners of land and money. This ownership is passed down from mother to daughter, which reinforces the central role of women in the community. Men, on the other hand, are often relegated to secondary roles, such as childcare or specific tasks that do not involve decision-making. This inverse approach to the patriarchal norm allows women to have control over their lives and resources, which gives them considerable autonomy. The power structure within the Mosuo community is unique. The most respected figure is known as the ama, who is the eldest woman in the family and acts as the leader. She is responsible for making important decisions, managing the family's assets, and ensuring that traditions are maintained. The figure of the ama is fundamental, and not all women in the community hold this title. Rather, it refers to the eldest woman in a family, who is recognized for her wisdom and leadership. The ama is not only the matriarch of the household, but is also seen as the guardian of Mosuo traditions and customs. Her role is vital in ensuring that ancestral rituals and practices are kept alive and passed on to new generations. In this way, the ama acts as a bridge between the past and the future, ensuring that the rich cultural heritage of the Mosuo lives on. Rites of passage ceremonies, such as births and initiation ceremonies, are crucial events in the Mosuo community and are often led by the ama. During these celebrations, community cohesion and a sense of identity among tribal members are reinforced. The ama not only leads these ceremonies, but is also responsible for teaching about the traditions and cultural significance of each rite. In addition, the amas often form a support network among themselves, which is crucial in this matriarchal society. This system of solidarity also facilitates childcare and the well-being of the community as a whole. In this network, women help each other in child-rearing and resource management, creating an environment where cooperation and mutual support are fundamental to the survival and development of the Mosuo community. It is for all these reasons that the ama is a symbol of strength and unity in the Mosuo community. The number of members in the Mosuo tribe varies, but it is estimated that there are currently around 40,000 Mosuo in the Yunnan region. This community is characterized by a strong sense of identity and belonging, which, coupled with the remoteness of their environment, allows them to maintain their traditions despite increasing modernization and outside influences. One of the most interesting characteristics of Mosuo society is their concept of traveling marriage. This practice allows women to have intimate relationships with multiple men without the need for a formal commitment, reflecting the flexibility of their social structure. Women can choose their lovers, known as husband lovers or love brothers, and are not bound to an exclusive relationship. This not only gives women a great deal of freedom, but also allows relationships to adapt to life circumstances. Interestingly, men in the Mosuo community, known as Aren, do not live in the same house as women. Instead, men often reside in their own homes and visit their mistresses on an occasional basis. This dynamic allows women to maintain control over their household and resources. It is important to know that also the Aren, in the same way as the Mosuo women, are free to form alliances with several women, which enriches relationships within the community and strengthens the network of mutual support. This flexibility in relationships allows both men and women to choose their partners more freely, without the restrictions of conventional marriages seen in other cultures. The lack of formal commitment in marriage and the possibility of multiple partners are aspects that reflect the logic behind their matriarchal system. For them, these relationships are more about emotional connection and social support than exclusivity of an intimate kind. This relationship model also promotes equality and respect, as it is not considered shameful for a woman or a man to have multiple lovers throughout their lives. The Mosuo also have a very special relationship with children. When a woman becomes pregnant, the father has no financial or emotional responsibility for the child's upbringing, as the child is raised by the mother and her family. This approach allows women to enjoy motherhood without the pressure of a long-term commitment to men, further reinforcing matriarchy in their society. Mind you, while the men do not live with the women, they do have the responsibility of caring for the children during the day. This focus on shared parenting highlights the value of the extended family in Mosuo culture. At this point, we would like to ask you, what do you think of the traveling marriage and the lifestyle of Mosuo men and women? Could you live together in this society? Pause the video and leave us your comment. You know that doing so is the best way for you to support us so that we can continue working every week and bring you videos as interesting as this one. So, thank you. As strange as it may seem to most of us, some of the practices of the Mosuo tribe, for them this way of life has a lot of logic, a sense that now you are going to know in more detail. There are anthropological studies that support the logic behind these practices. Different researchers have analyzed the characteristics of the Mosuo social system, observing that their traditions have developed in response to a unique geographical environment and the cultural history of the region. The matriarchal structure allows them to better manage resources and cope with the challenges of the mountainous environment in which they live, which is essential for their survival. This network of family relationships provides emotional and practical support, which reinforces social and economic stability within these communities. Rather than focusing on individual ownership, the Mosuo value communal ownership, which fosters cooperation among families and minimizes conflict. In addition, by emphasizing family ties and childcare, Mosuo women can count on the support of their mothers, sisters, and other relatives, ensuring continuity in the transmission of traditions and values. This dynamic not only strengthens the community, but also allows the Mosuo to adapt to the demands of their environment, ensuring that their cultural practices are an efficient and sustainable adaptation to their culture and way of life. Interestingly, the Mosuo kinship system is also based on matrilineality, meaning that inheritance is passed down through the female line. This distinctive feature allows them to maintain family cohesion and preserve their traditions over generations. The bonds between mothers and daughters are especially strong, and women are educated from an early age to assume this role in the community. The Mosuo are also known for their traditional dress, which is colorful and distinctive. The women usually wear a chuba, which is a long dress with wide sleeves, often adorned with elaborate embroidery and vibrant hues. This dress is not only beautiful, but also has cultural significance. For example, the colors and patterns may indicate the age, marital status, and social status of the wearer. Men, on the other hand, dress in simple shirts and pants, usually in darker colors, and also often wear wool jackets, adapted to the cold temperatures of the mountains where they live. But times are changing, and the Mosuo culture, though unique and fascinating, faces challenges in the modern world. Globalization and pressure from outside cultures threaten their traditions. However, their strong sense of identity and community allows them to resist these changes and continue to live according to their beliefs and values. As you have seen, the Mosuo are an exceptional example of a matriarchal community that has managed to sustain itself over the centuries. Their social structure, based on respect and gender equality, and their traditions, such as itinerant marriage, are testimony to a way of life that defies established conventions, but in their reality has helped them survive for centuries. In discovering the Mosuo, we are invited to reflect on the diverse ways in which societies can organize themselves and live in harmony, highlighting the importance of valuing and preserving cultural diversity in the world. From Uncensored World, we hope that this video has helped you to discover one of the most remote and unknown tribes on the planet, and that it has been as interesting for you as it has been for us. If so, do not hesitate to leave us a nice like and a comment. It is the best way to help us to keep working to bring you every week interesting content like these. Or like this video that you can watch now to discover another of the most mysterious and beautiful places on the planet. Click on it. You will enjoy it.